So the big question is this: how are entrepreneurs like us, who didn't cheat and take on venture capital, who are spending money from our own pockets, how do we market in a way that lets us get our products and our services and the things that we believe in out to the world and yet still remain profitable? That is the question, and this podcast will give you the answers. My name is Russell Brunson, and welcome to Marketing Secrets.
What's up, everybody? This is Russell. Welcome to Marketing Secrets. Today, I got a really cool episode for you guys, I think, hopefully. And it's something that, there's a lot of things that we're doing that people can see and they're aware of, and there's things that are happening that people aren't aware of. And so I just want to lift the curtain a little bit so you guys can get some ideas. So part of the time you're selling to try to sell your products and services, right? You're selling why it's good and why it's amazing, stuff like that. And it's funny, actually, on Facebook, I saw an interesting thread the other day of someone should I attack my competitors or should I not talk about them at all? And it's one of those things that, it's interesting watching the whole conversation, because some people are like, don't address your customers. And, if you got the best product, don't talk about them, and all these different things and strategies. And obviously, you guys know that I talk about my competitors and we tease them and we poke at them and we have fun with it. In fact, earlier today, Steven may or may not have launched a new video game where you could actually compete against, you have to defeat Confusionsoft to be able to fight against Loki pages and the Drip armies. And it's pretty awesome. So why do we do stuff like that? So it's interesting. First off, it's funny, and so that helps me get through the day because there's a lot of stuff we got to do. So might as well make the day fun. But second off, if you look at marketing as a whole, marketing strategy, right? Because this is a big deal. But if you think about it, and there's been a bunch of books written on this, and so if you want to study deeper, you should, because it's interesting. But I think Differentiate or Die is one of the books that talked about this, I believe. And anyway, but what they talked about is in your marketplace, that number two always needs to attack number one, right? So Pepsi always attacks Coke. But number one cannot acknowledge number two, or else it jacks up the whole thing. So Coke never talks about how they beat Pepsi. You notice that? But Pepsi's always talking about Coke. Okay, Mac versus PC when they first came out. Okay, Mac was number two, and they were attacking PC, all the funny commercials we all remember. And as soon as they surpassed them, those commercials disappeared and we stopped talking about it. So there's something about that, if you're trying, and maybe it's because the athlete in me, I'm a big believer, if I'm going to beat somebody, I need to find that person, identify them, and let the world know, this is who we're going after, this is who we're going to beat. And then after we pass them, then we stop talking about them. So we don't really talk about Loki pages very often anymore because we flew past them, as you guys know. But Infusionsoft's obviously the next target that we're trying to get bigger than. We have more customers than them right now. I think their revenues are higher because they charge more for their confusing software. But that's another story. So that's the thing. And so for me, I don't mind acknowledging number one because we are gaining on them, and that's the plan. That's how it works. And so I don't have any problem. I don't think it's just how business is done. It's how sports are done. It's how athletics are done. In fact, if you guys want something fun, so scroll down the feedback. Before we changed the name of this to Marketing Secrets, when it was Marketing Your Car, I did a whole episode on athletes and competition, and anyway, it was pretty funny, I thought. So you guys should go listen to that one. But talk about the fact that that in this business world, who are you competing against? These people you're competing against. I talk about how I was a wrestler growing up, so my whole life was competition. It was who's the person ahead of me, and then literally my junior year, my first match, I lost the kid who was returning state champ. So I knew that's who it is, and then I studied everything he did for the next entire season. And we practiced against him, got better and better and better, and I actually met him in the state finals, and I beat him, right? That's the athletic mentality, right? We're all about competition. And then in the business world, though, half the people in the business don't have athletic background. They were in band or choir and things like that, which there's nothing wrong with that. But when you're in the choir, there's no competition. You're just kind of hanging out and singing with each other. Maybe there's competition to be first seat, second seat, a little bit, but it's different, right? And so a lot of times, we get in this playground and we're now competing in business, and you've got people that, were in band and they were in choir and all sorts of things. And you got someone like me whose entire life was about finding your competitor and destroying him publicly in front of everybody. So you get your hand raised and everybody cheers for you. So it's that's who, you have to be aware that's who you're competing against. So you can't be all mad oh, they're calling me out by name. Oh, they're competing with me. It's dude, you're competing against a wrestler whose whole entire life, that's all he's cared about. Of course that's going to be my goal. That's how I'm going to go. And anyway, there's a whole podcast about it you should listen to if you scroll down in the iTunes feed. Anyway, so there's some background kind of what we're talking about. But what I wanted to talk to you guys about is this concept that we call seeds of doubt. Okay? And so what are seeds of doubt? These are things that if you watch what I do, you'll see me placing all the time, these little seeds of doubt in the competitors. Because I know a lot of times I'm going to talk about something and I know that somebody is using Confusionsoft or they're using Leadpage or whatever that thing is, right? They're using something else. And I'm coming in and looking at me and they're like, oh, we have all our stuff over here, I can't shift over. And so I understand that. So instead of me just like trying to convince them and hard sell them, I'm gonna place a whole bunch of seeds of doubt. So that from that moment forward, for the rest of their waking hours, and hopefully their sleeping hours too, if I do it right, they're gonna be thinking about that thing, that seed of doubt, about the thing that they're using, and it's always kind of running in their head like, oh, what if? Okay, if you were at Funnel Hacking Live, I did the whole presentation. In fact, if you go to followupfunnels.com, you can see that presentation. But I talked about action where we're going and things, stuff like that. And throughout that presentation, I'm placing a whole bunch of seeds in doubt of our competitors. Like I talk about, if you're using email marketing, I talk about how many times I got shut down by Aweber, iContact, MailChimp, Infusionsoft, all those things. And even if you love those systems, all of a sudden now you're like, wow, Russell's been shut down 9 times by Aweber, 11 times, all these different things I got shut down by. And that was a seed of doubt. You're like, everything's good, but what if they did shut me down? Oh man. Now that seed of doubt is there, and now you're paranoid. And so then the whole time you're using your thing, you're like, what if I get shut down? What if I get shut down? And most of you guys probably will eventually. So it's not that I'm doing this maliciously. It's the truth. It's the truth that happened to me over and over and over again. But I'm placing that seed of doubt so that people are aware of it, right? I just purchased a product from somebody who was using an Infusionsoft order form. And I filled out my whole credit card information, and it took me 7 steps. 7 steps after the credit card was in, 7 clicks to give them the money. I wanted them to take my money. But it took 7 more clicks to actually give them money. And I was annoyed by that, but instead of just being annoyed by it, I'm talking about it right now, by the way. I'm talking about it through different platforms I'm on. I'm just mentioning, I tried to buy this thing from somebody using an Infusionsoft order form, 7 clicks. Most people would have left. If I didn't want the product so bad, I would have left. And every click in your sales process, you lose a percentage of people, right? So my whole mind's always how do we shorten the distance? I want to make sure that there's as few clicks possible to get somebody from where they're starting to where I want them to end. Because every click you lose somebody. But just between me getting the credit card, typing it in and submitting, there's 7 clicks. Okay, so that's what you're getting when you're using Infusionsoft, right? So I placed a seed of doubt because now you're like, well, how many clicks are in my order form? Crap. Well, that's the standard. I have to have that many if I'm using that system. And then you start wondering this whole time, what if I'm losing sales and money? And that thought will just keep pecking away at your mind and keep thinking and keep sitting there, and it's a seed of doubt, and eventually it'll sprout at the point you're like, I'm losing a lot of money. It's time to make the shift. It's time to do the right thing. And that's my whole goal, because I know that not everyone's going to sign up today, but they're going to sign up eventually. I always tell people it's not a matter of if you're going to become a member of Clickfunnels, it's when. So my goal is if it's not right now, I need to place the seeds of doubt so that throughout your system, you're always thinking about me coming and doing that thing, and when's it going to happen, and how's it going to happen, and things like that. So that's kind of the concept of seeds of doubt. So as you're doing your marketing, it's not just I know some of you guys are like, Russell, where do I place my seed of doubt? It's no, it's not it's you're sprinkling that in as you're doing stuff, as you're doing Snapchat or Instagram, as your podcasts or your videos or your whatever it is, wherever you're at, you're just sprinkling those seeds of doubt against your competitors and making those things known so people are aware of wow, I didn't realize that was even a thing. I want to make sure those things are out there and that people are aware of them. So that's kind of the concept, and it's a really good thing. In fact, in wrestling, we would do the same kind of things with our opponents, right? We go to a tournament and during weigh-ins, you'd see who were in your weight class and stuff, and it's always kind of a mental game, because you're just oh my gosh, that guy looks bigger than me, or all these kind of things. So it's how you place seeds of doubt. A lot of it has to do with your confidence. Some of it has to do with how you shake the person's hand, all those kind of things. Because in sports and business and most things, honestly, it's a lot less of the physical and a lot more of the mental. It's funny, when I started doing jiu-jitsu, I'm not a jiu-jitsu guy, I'm a wrestler. But I started doing jiu-jitsu, and it was funny because I think it was my second or my third tournament I went to. I went out, and I'm up a weight class because I was kind of overweight at the time. So I'm up at almost heavyweight. So these guys are big dudes that I'm going against. And most of them in jiu-jitsu for a couple years. They're blue belts, and I think it's brown after that and whatever. And I just came in. I don't have any belt at all. I just do no gi, so you don't have to actually have a belt. So I came out there, and so I went out there. I was like, these guys are going to kill me. I don't know what I'm doing. But I was because of that, I have to place seeds of doubt in their mind that they are going to be able to beat me fast. Otherwise, I'm going to be choked out and tapped out really, really quick. So what I did is my very first match, because everyone's your weight class, everyone's sitting close to each other in the mat. So I came out, and I'm okay, I'm a jiu-jitsu guy, but I'm a wrestler. I gotta scare this first guy. So I came out, instead of like coming in and doing like the jiu-jitsu thing where I came out like a wrestler and came and started running out, started pounding on his head, boom, 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 push him, knock the dude over, and the guy falls out of bounds, and he gets up, and you see, like, I placed the seed of doubt, and his eyes were just like, oh crap, and he walks back in the circle, and at that point, it was like, everything shifted, his whole countenance, he was like nervous and awkward, and like, after that, he was easy, it was like wrestling like a little soft puppy, it was so easy after that, right? But what was cool is that all the other guys sitting around the mat, they saw that as well, and they were looking in, and they're like, oh my gosh, so then I rolled with, that's what they call them jiu-jitsu, and I rolled with the other guys, I came out there, and it was funny, as soon as I came out there, I could see it in their eyes, and all of them started backing up, and they were just like, because they didn't want me to rush, they didn't want that pressure that I was bringing, and you could see it in their eyes, and then that just spurred me more, but that seed of doubt was set, and it was just like, all these guys who were bigger, stronger, faster, and better at jiu-jitsu, who probably should have beat me if they would have had the mental belief that they could, they didn't, because they had the seed of doubt, and they were like, I don't know what to do, and that's all it takes, so hope that helps you guys. It's kind of fun. Think about how you could do that in your communication with your audience, and hope that helps. And that's all I got for you guys today. Thanks so much for everything, you guys. And tonight we're actually launching Funnel Hacker TV, the TV show, and all. So if you go to funnelhacker.tv, you can see the behind-the-scenes show. We've got 8 episodes of that right now, and tonight we're having the first full. I'm not sure what we're gonna call it yet. Full documentary or whatever. And then some other cool thing. When you go to funnelhacker.tv, check that out. And then you'll notice at the top there's some cool tabs. One takes you to Marketing Secrets, which is this podcast, and one takes you to the blog. And anyway, I'll share with you guys the strategy behind that in the near future, but I think it's pretty cool. So that's all I got, you guys. Thanks so much for everything, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Want more marketing secrets? If so, then go get your copies of my 2 best-selling books. Book number 1 is called Expert Secrets, and you can get a free copy at expertsecrets.com. And book number 2 is called .com Secrets, and you can get your free copy at .comsecrets.com. Inside these 2 books, you'll find my top 35 secrets that we've used to become the fastest growing non-VC-backed SaaS startup company in the world.